Coffee and Headlines is brought to you by the generous support of our viewers and the following community partners: Best Cord Cutting TV, Bravo's Restaurant Bar, El Rey Lounge de Versalles, Joint Boutique Hotel and Cowork, Monson Brewing Company, Puerto Vallarta Neurofeedback, Puerto Vallarta Owners Reps, Oculto, and Siam Cocina Thai. Thank you for your support, and thank you for supporting our community partners. Here we are. Good morning. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines. Maybe I needed a little bit of meltdown yesterday to wake up today in great spirits and share fun news, because I have some fun news to share. Actually, I thought about yesterday and I thought to myself, no, I shouldn't feel bad for expressing my opinion. People do it on Facebook all the time. So yesterday I expressed my opinions about something, and people do it all the time. So life is good, all is well. I hope you're doing well. Today is Thursday, April 3rd, and I'm totally jazzed, no pun intended, because this morning I had the silliest of ideas, and I'm going to make it happen, and I need your help, and I'll tell you about it after the news. So let us just get started with the news for today. As always, capital letter Q to your comment, and we'll mention it later on. And I'm always eager to read what's on your mind when it has a capital letter Q attached to it. Capital letter N if you are new and watching. Great. I am so happy to see some of your comments, because I'm seeing some people that I'm going to be knocking on your door. But no, don't get distracted, Paquito. Capital letter Q for important comments. Capital letter N if you are watching for the first time, if you're watching live for the first time and you want a nice little lovely welcome. If you're watching later on today, we still love you. Thank you for being part of our community. Let's head for the news. Now, Puerto Vallarta has been there before, so our city administration knows the drill. With the goal of ensuring the tranquility and well-being of locals and tourists, the municipal government held a meeting of the Civil Protection Committee to prepare the city for this season. Semana Santa, of course, you know, it's around the corner. During the meeting, emergency plans were analyzed and contingency actions were coordinated. The committee is made up of authorities from all three levels of government, as well as representatives from the private sector and emergency services. As a result of the meeting, a comprehensive operation will be deployed at key points in the municipality, including beaches, rivers, mountainous areas, and religious centers. More than 190 security personnel, rescuers, and volunteers will join forces to ensure everyone's safety. What about the rest of us, those of us that live here? Friends, Semana Santa is time to hunker down and allow for the tourists to enjoy, no matter how messy they get, our city. I'm staying put. And here's an interesting fact that you may want to consider as well. April 13, no, that was Freudian. April 17, not 13, April 17, which is a Thursday, which is the Thursday when the Semana Santa circus begins, also happens to be Malbec World Day. So you know what I'm going to be doing all day. Cheers to that thought. Okay, so that was that. Poorly executed, but what do I know? Now, during the Copa Jalisco presentation, which is our state's amateur soccer tournament, Governor Pablo Lemus unveiled an ambitious sports project for Puerto Vallarta, the construction of the state's largest sport complex. This announcement represents a significant step forward for the Vallarta sports community, particularly considering the city's constant growth. and the growing demand for adequate spaces for practicing various sports. We have no specific details, but this new facility is expected to benefit athletes from various disciplines and the community at large. The governor announced that the investment allocated for the construction of this new sports complex will be 200 million pesos, and the venue responds to the need to provide Jalisco athletes with an optimal training condition at sea level, which will allow them to improve their performance and prepare for national and international competitions. And here's another construction announcement. The municipal government of Puerto Vallarta will not build a new theater. Oh, bummer. It will renovate the existing one located at the center of the Cuale River Island. This is at the Cuale Cultural Center. This is in response to requests from various groups demanding that the municipal government have its own venue, ideal for presenting plays produced and staged by local talent. But Guadalupe Basulto, who's the director of the Vallarta Cultural Institute, stated at a press conference that she had held 2 meetings with the members of the collectives during the current administration led by Mayor Munguia. In the first meeting, the theater collectives expressed the desire for a new theater, but in the second meeting, it was agreed that the option of fixing the theater that is already in place was more profitable. One way or another, it's a good thing that the theater at the Cultural Center is getting a little love because it surely needs it. Now, Cecilia Blanca Becerra, Regional Commander of Civil Protection and Firefighters for the state of Jalisco, acknowledged and reminded us that the presence of crocodiles in the urban area of Puerto Vallarta is a complex problem, particularly during the approaching rainy season. She indicated that emergency responders are doing their part and are making recommendations to the various agencies involved. Crocodile sightings on the coast of Puerto Vallarta and Banderas Bay, as you know, are very common. Experts point out that while these reptiles typically inhabit estuaries and mangroves, they occasionally venture out to sea. But in this region, they have also made rivers their habitat. This is nothing new, but again, come the rain season, it's bound to get more interesting. And before we wrap the news, here's another one about construction, but this is nationwide. The head of Mexico's Transportation Regulatory Agency, Andrés Lajou, stated that this year construction work will begin on more than 1,000 kilometers of both passenger and freight trains. Yes, with a combined investment of 157 billion pesos. Speaking before President Claudia Sheinbaum and the Minister of Infrastructure, Communications and Transportation, Jesus Antonio Esteva, the federal officials stated that the first phase includes 4 passenger train routes, the freight infrastructure for the Maya train, and the interoceanic corridor with passenger and freight service. Now, the passenger routes are from Mexico City to Pachuca, from Mexico City to Querétaro, from Querétaro to Irapuato, and from Saltillo to Nuevo Laredo, totaling 774 kilometers of train track. May we live long enough to see this in action. We love train travel. And now let us take a look at what's going on with our weather. Oh, no. Snarky weatherman says it's raining tariffs. Well, shit happens. It's 23 degrees out there. Humidity, it's at 68%. Our weather forecast for today is clear skies throughout the day with a high of 26 and a low of 16. Tomorrow, Friday, we can expect clear skies throughout the day with a high of 27 and a low of 16. And then Saturday, we will enjoy mostly cloudy skies in the morning with mostly clear skies in the afternoon with a high of 27 and a low of 17, my bad. And moving right along, it's nice to know that the director of municipal tourism of Mascota, uh, Antonio Salcedo, he made a recent promotional visit to Puerto Vallarta, highlighting that due to the proximity of the Pueblo Mágico to the Bahía de Banderas metropolitan area, we are its main market, particularly on weekends when people are looking to escape this and enjoy the so called Emerald of the Sierra. That's what they call the Pueblo Mágico of Mascota. In addition to the natural and architectural beauty of Mascota, he highlighted other attractions such as the cuisine and the traditional raicilla offerings, uh, Mascota's famous walnut cookie desserts, and stuffed guavas. Now, if you haven't had one of Mascota's stuffed guavas, you haven't lived. Um, Let me stop for a second and tell you about those because I forgot to look for them when I was in Mascota last time. If you chew on a guava, well, you know that guavas are filled with seeds, which make it really interesting to eat and enjoy. Well, in Mascota, what they do is they slice the guavas in half, they carve the inside stuff, they process it and strain it, getting rid of the seeds, and then they stuff the filling back into the guavas, and they are just wonderful. Needless to say, these are not fresh guavas by the time the sweets are sold to the public. These are more like confectionery guavas, but they are absolutely wonderful. Anyhow, the promoter also shared that the Pueblo Mágico is not currently building lodging complexes of any kind, but they maintained 800 rooms, 800 hotel rooms available, and constantly train the hotel staff so that they can improve their service to visitors. So if you have not gone to Mascota, this is a great time of year to go because the weather is getting warmer, but rains haven't started. Driving in the rain between Puerto Vallarta and Mascota is not fun. But stepping away from the increasing heat of our city and going up into the mountains is a no brainer. In case you've never been or you don't know much about Mascota, I want to remind you that not too long ago, on February 1st, for that matter, we did a big exploration of Mascota and the surrounding pueblos mágicos, no, the surrounding little towns that are in the area of Mascota. So I will leave the link to this YouTube um, coffee and headlines from February 1st in the show notes so that you can enjoy it if you would like to do that. And now, time for silly idea of the day. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, let's start with this. As you know, my next music appreciation presentation is coming on April 10, and we will be unpacking Jonathan Larson's Pulitzer Prize winning musical Rent. And this will be the second half of our two presentation series titled A Man, a Woman, a Candle. Why? Because Rent is based on La Boheme, the famous opera by Puccini, and the two works have those three things in common: a man, a woman, and a candle. Now, this will be on April 10th. You don't need to have attended the first half to enjoy unpacking Rent, particularly if you are familiar with Rent and you loved it as much as I do. And if you're not familiar with Rent, well, Rent for me when I was young was like today's Wicked. So you may want to know why this musical was so relevant when it first came out. The next presentation after Rent was scheduled to be a similar unpacking of Hedwig and the Angry Inch. And we even had discussed having local performer Jordan Carnegie join me as a special guest so that we could unpack this wonderful musical, which you could watch here in Puerto Vallarta until Jordan had a very unfortunate accident that led him to postpone the rest of his season. not postpone. He had to cancel it, but hopefully he will continue to improve and we will be delighted by more Hedwig in the fall. Jordan, if you are watching, you know my thoughts and my prayers are with you. So I found myself thinking, what am I going to do for my next music presentation? And the idea came clear as a bell this morning. We are going to focus on those classical music pieces where you know the tune because the tune is available everywhere in pop culture. For example, where's my Beethoven? Where's my Beethoven? Well, I don't have to do Beethoven for you to know the da 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 da. Everybody knows that, and most of us know that it came from his Fifth Symphony, but not everybody. But just like that, there are tons of classical music tunes out there that we know, but we don't know where they came from. So I decided, oh my God, what a fun idea! Let's do a presentation of these tunes and what am I going to call it? So I immediately reached out to ChatGPT. Please don't be bored. I'm getting there. I reached out to ChatGPT and I'm like, give me some suggestions for a fun way to title a music presentation about music melodies from the classical repertoire that we know, but we don't know what they are called. And ChatGPT delivered. So we're calling this one, Oh, that one. Yeah, you heard that right. We're going to call it Oh, that one. The classical tunes you know but can't name. And I thought, oh my goodness, that is a great idea. But then I thought to myself, okay, I need an illustration, pop art style for my poster. And this illustration has to have a gal with headphones looking like she's having an aha moment. And of course, AI delivered. Check this out. Isn't she great? I mean, she's got fabulous hair and she's got that look on her face in which she's going, oh, that one. So I am pleased with myself. I am pleased with artificial intelligence for holding my hand. And of course, I already have a great list of songs and tunes from the classical music repertoire um, to include in this presentation. But then I figured, okay, let's up the ante a notch. What if we turn this presentation into a name that tune competition? And we need one of these. So here's what's going to happen, okay? I need sponsors. I need restaurants, bars, performers, anyone that is willing to give a fabulous price for this presentation. So the way it's going to work, oh, and by the way, just mark your calendars. This is going to be, when did I say? April 24th. I still haven't done the artwork because I just had this idea literally 20 minutes before we started today's broadcast. So I don't know. Michael Buford, Gina Hendricks, Carmen Porras, Divino Dante, Stan, anyone that has products or services and you are willing to gift a little something, we are going to have competition in this presentation. The first person to guess each one of the musical selections that I'm going to present is going to win a fabulous prize. And if nobody wins, if nobody gets it, then we will have a talent competition in which the person that can deliver the most funny, oh, that one, will win the prize. So here's my appeal. If any restaurants, if anybody out there is willing, and I'll be knocking on your doors, is willing to gift a little coupon, a gift certificate, a little something, I will promote the living hell out of you for the rest of the month. So that was my big epiphany. And of course, I could not have moved forward with this idea as quickly and gracefully as I did if I had not relied on AI and the free online tools that I've been working with to create everything that I create, which will be showcased this afternoon in Behind the Scenes of Hands on Vallarta. This is a perfect situation in which everything that you need to put together an event, from press release to text to graphics to publicity, comes together thanks to very easy to use free applications, or mostly free applications available online. And we are going to unpack this afternoon from 5 to 6:45 at my presentation at the Joint Boutique Hotel. So much knowledge for only 300 pesos per person. Don't ask me, but I think it is a bargain. So it happens today. I hope to see you there. And now let's see what you are thinking. I'm so excited. Please forgive me. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Glenn, buenos días desde Corona, returning to Puerto Vallarta next month. That's awesome. That's awesome. I paused because I may need a mule in the next few days. Maybe I'll knock on your door. Gary says, and I was so happy to read this. I just had coffee at the new cafe inside the Mercado. Very nice, great staff, and thanks for your recommendation. I sure hope you enjoyed it, Gary. But most importantly, I hope you mentioned coffee and headlines while you were there. Eric, how about, well, first of all, hello from Cuyutlan. Salt Festival here this weekend. Here's a deal, Eric. Maybe next time you come to Puerto Vallarta, would you bring some Cuyutlan salt bags, and we'll give them away as presents for my that one presentation? Or how about a gift certificate from Cafe Rio? I will be speaking with Alexis this morning, or this afternoon rather, to see if we can get a gift certificate. I would be so grateful. Let's see. More good mornings. More good mornings. More good mornings. Linda is coming to today's AI presentation. Thank you very much for your support. I look forward to seeing you there. Hello, Chris. I see that you're now back in Saskatchewan. Today's forecast is warmer temperatures coming Saturday. We need it warmer to melt all this snow. Ouch. Ooh, snow is not good. Well, snow is good, but it is cold. Laura says, Mascota looks like an interesting place to explore and see. Stuffed guava sounds amazing. It's on the list. Well, I have said before, and I'll say it again, and I'd love to be proven wrong. For me, there's not so much to do in Mascota per se, unless all you want to do is chill and disconnect. But if you have a vehicle, driving around all the little towns that are near Mascota is what makes the whole region special. Let's see. Stan is also excited about the presentation this afternoon. The AI presentation is going to bring the I to my work. Well, Stan, you are my friend, and you are Coffee and Headlines community partner, which means that I am at your disposal at any time to brainstorm great AI inspired ideas. And we've done this before, and it is a pleasure to connect with you on that regard. I've heard Mascota is the bee's knees. Now, I'm not familiar with that expression, so I don't know what it means, whether the comment is literal or not, but I am intrigued. Bee's knees. Peggy, if you have time to clarify, you piqued my interest. I'd love to learn more about that. Thank you for that comment, Barbara. I'm not usually a blue kind of guy, but this leans on aqua, I suppose. It's a comfortable one. Thank you for the comment. Good question. Were there any comments this morning at President Sheinbaum's Mañanera after the tariff speech last night? I can tell you two things. Number one, I haven't checked, but I did read that she is going to make some statements during the day today. And the second thing that I have to confess is I'm going through a little bit of tariff fatigue. And it is a little challenging to see the world revolve and try not to revolve around a certain person's mindset and change of mindset. But I will be so happy to keep you posted, Gary, because it is important to Mexico. Because Mexico, like any other country in the world, needs to move forward with or without the orange person. Let's see. Harold concurs. The Mascota area is a pleasant getaway from the Puerto Vallarta area, right? The only drawback for me is that you need your own vehicle to get there unless you have a lot of time and you want to take the rinky-dinky bus that makes multiple stops and takes forever to get there. Carmen concurs with me, would love to travel on train in Mexico. Yet the train Maya has a lot of problems, so much money spent and does not work 100%. Well, the good news for that is that there are opportunities for improvement. Carmen, I agree with you. There's been glitches with the Maya train, but hopefully these will be addressed. Let's see what else. Oh, thank you, Betsy. You're such a trooper. And you are, because Betsy, oh, I tell the rest of you, Betsy is always there at my music things. So I totally thought about you, Betsy, when coming up with this concept, because I know you know your music. So I'm going to have to raise the bar and come up with some tricky ones. It'll be wonderful. Will the music Will the music presentation last 500, 25,600 minutes? No, but we will talk about how that song came about. What? Oh my goodness. Gary is going to give us an Amazon 500 peso gift card for the 424 event. Oh my God. Fuck, that is awesome. That is very generous, Gary, considering the fact that you don't even have a cafe or a business or a bar or an anything. Oh my God, that is so freaking sweet. You know what, Gary? I'm going to comp you for the rent presentation. So there. So thank you very much for your gift. Please allow me, in gratitude, to comp you for the rent presentation. Oh my God, that is I feel so good. And then Eric, oh, you guys are so cool. Eric says, you beat me to it. I was going to offer a 300 peso Cafe Rio certificate, and we have some salt bags there at Cafe Rio we could operate with as giveaways. Oh, you guys, thank you. And this is new knowledge for me. I had no idea. Oh, I'm sorry. I get this way. I just get so excited when we create nurturing connections. Thank you. I had back to this bee's knees. I had no idea. What a great expression. Hip and cool. Mascota, hip and cool. Well, definitely cool, hip. I'm not so sure, but I'm loving the expression and I'm loving Linda's take on it. Bee's knees is muy chido. Wow, what a great expression. I need to use that often because I love it. Thank you very much for the cultural nuggets, and thank you very much for being so awesome. Thank you. From EnglishGrammarLessons.com, if you're describing something as the bee's knees, it means it's the best of or coolest thing in its category. That is so cool. That is the bee's knees. Thank you very much, Peggy. Thank you all for being part of this community. And thank you for being great friends and great partners and great supporters. I never get tired of saying it, and I never get tired of expressing my gratitude. Remember, all we do here is funded by you. You make it possible. So thank you. Thank you so much for being a part of our community. Thank you for indulging me in my crazy ideas. I am so much looking forward to that one. I cannot wait. And I'm looking forward to this afternoon's presentation, so I better get going to finalize last minute details. I'll see you this afternoon, or I'll see you tomorrow morning. Have a great day.